Hello guys, this is Emperor of a Great Unknown with Medieval 2 Online Commentary Battle. Now, this battle was a 3v3, I think fought on the Spanish plains. I'm not exactly sure what map this is. I am in command of the Holy Roman Empire. My two allies, one of them is Pathfinder, is in command of Spain, and Branchileone is in command of Venice. And our opponents today are Russia, commanded by the Mega Cossack, and Scotland and France, both commanded by Trada Snubbin. Won't even try that. And Mr. Magic. Now, I'm gonna progress it slowly here. Now, this battle, I think the rules were max 5 cav, so we'll start with my army in terms of compositions. I brought 1 General's Bodyguard, 4 Teutonic Knights, pretty much fully upgraded, 4 Pavese Crossbowmen, I believe 4 Dismounted Feudal Knights, 3 Landstick Pikemen, and 2 or 3 Imperial Knights, Dismounted Imperial Knights. Not exactly sure. Yeah, 2 Dismounted Imperial Knights. My ally, in command of Spain, brought 3 Knights of Santiago, 1 Conquistador, or actually 2 Conquistadors, 3 Dismounted Chivalric Knights, 4 Dismounted Conquistadors, and 4 Dismounted Feudal Knights with 4 Pavese Crossbowmen, so very heavy on the heavy infantry. My other ally, Branchileone, brought Venice with 4 Dismounted Broken Lances, or, yeah, I think 4, and 4 Venetian Heavy Infantry and 1 Armored Sergeants, which is interesting pickup. But and he also brought 1 Venetian Archers and 4 Pavese Crossbowmen, actually 2, Sergeant Spearmen. And he only brought 3 cav, 2 Knights, no, he brought 5 cav, never mind, 2 Stratiotes, 2 Knights Hospiters, and a General's Bodyguard. And we'll start with Russia here, since they're getting aggressive here. Now, this is interesting about this battle is our team fairly kept to the center, and both sides had one army isolated. Branchileone was isolated on his own, but the enemy, Scotland and France, decided to stay on their hill for the most part. And Russia was even worse and went forward on his own on the flank here to get aggressive against me. So our team's going to use this against them, and we're basically going to isolate each army and take advantage of this big space between them. Anyway, so Russia brought 4 Zard's Guards, a General's Bodyguard, and I believe 4 Dismounted Devor, 2 Crossbow Militia, and I think 4 Dismounted Drazina, and looks like 3 Dismounted Boyar Sons and 1 British Axeman. No, 4 Dismounted Boyar Sons. And look at Scotland here, we got, I'll go to full speed, we got a Highland Pikeman here, 2 Noble Pikemen, which are very good units, 3 Noble Highland Archers. Usually when I go to Scotland, I usually bring just generic Highland Archers. I find them a bit more cost effective. And he brought 2 Knights Templar and a General's Bodyguard. Not quite bringing as much cav as he should. I mean, these guys need to be heavier, have more upgrades on them in order to make them worthwhile, but still a pretty decent unit. And he brought a lot of heavy infantry. He brought, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 noble swordsmen and 4 dismounted feudal knights. So very heavy on the swordsman front. And France, I think most of their units are hidden actually. So we got 4 Aventurier, 4 dismounted chivalric knights. One of them has a general in it. And I believe he has 2 Lancers and 3 Knights Templar. with 3 feudal knights. And I think that may be his army, but there could be a bit more. Anyway, let's get over here. Basically, I coordinated with my teammate, and we decided to gang up on Russia, since Russia is pretty much at the edge of the map and completely isolated. So Spain's going to send his cav over while his infantry is going to stay on the hill, and Venice is going to block off the other 2 armies to prevent them from reinforcing. So I'm going to try to start to initiate the skirmish duel. I thought that my 4 Puvvy's crossbowmen would be enough to take a solid advantage over Russia. Although they do have a slight hill advantage, which will work against me in a minute. It's about even here, but I have to move my units up to get aggressive. But at this point, Russia's pretty much screwed, and Scotland's, I think, trying to move around to help as best as they can, but Venice is blocking off that option. I think he tried to get some shots off, but they didn't fire because they walked out of range or something. Anyway, the skirmish has started over here. They get the first shots off. Although my Puvvy's crossbowmen will take quite a beating. Although Dismounted War are good units, I think they're the best archer units. Well, that don't have the armor piercing bonus. Then it'd probably be Scots Guard, but they're a bit expensive. He's also throwing up these meat shields, which is I think the only thing that some of my units are in range of. Which again, range was a bit of a problem here. He's also going to be able to get in range and take some shots off at my cav, so I gotta move him. Now, at this point, I'm pretty much just waiting for Spain to get his knights in position so we could attack them frontally. I got a pretty solid pike and infantry line. Now, when you use pikes and infantry, this is how you want to use them. Infantry in the front row, pikes in the second and third to protect against cav charges and to support in the melee. Now it doesn't quite work so well in the attack, mainly because pikes move at a different speed than infantry, and you know, pikes don't really charge in that well. My pikes actually didn't perform as well as they should have in this battle. But I got cav sleeping in the far flank, just for getting shot at. And I'm actually going to use him to lure off most of his cav. Meanwhile, Spain's going to come in with a devastating charge on this flank. So we have pretty good coordination with our team, which I think was ultimately the key in this part of the battle. And we see that Russia's going to take the bait over here and get his cav out here, although he is going to take out most of my Puvvy's crossbowmen, which is unfortunate, so I gotta send some infantry over and send the rest of my cav. But the infantry started over here. Let me turn up the volume real quick here. I think the special effects are down a bit too much. There we go. And got the pikes coming in with infantry. Now this battle's not much of a contest. I'm pretty sure Imperial Knights are just slightly better than Deployer Sons. They're also cheaper. So their infantry break pretty much instantly, and the cav over here is overwhelms this flank. So Russia's pretty much in trouble, and her allies can do nothing about it. In fact, France hasn't moved from the hill. He's moving away from his other ally.
Our allied general has been slain.
Yes, Spain lost their general. But Russia is getting along with his general's bodyguard. He's going to get quite a few kills that way. Also got some pocket resistance here that'll take out my cav. think I lost too much cav in this first fight. But again, it's important to stick with your teammates. I like the fact that Russia was trying to outflank me, but he needed Scotland right there with him, holding the front to have something for me to be pinned up against. And it looks like Venice is going to do some quick charges, although it looks like they got hit by the pikes. I think he's trying to take out their general. I actually lost quite a bit of stradios. That wasn't really a good trade-off there, but France sent some lancers this way. It's always nice to see lancers, although many people consider them the most useless unit because they don't have a shield. They do have a bit extra mass than most of the French cav because of the armored horse, and their lances are slightly longer, so you could argue they're better at charging, but usually not worth it. But still, very nice to even to bring along for just for kicks. So anyway, I've pretty much routed Russia over here. I think he escapes with his general, actually. His general is going to be over here. In fact, there's Venice's general right there. Trying to take on the other general. Of course, get some spearmen running after him. I think Venice is going to try to shoot him. Yep. But Russia's going to make his general back to the lines. Get him back to the lines. So, obviously, we see France over here, and now Spain's going to act as the kind of blocking force, while me and Venice will be the striking force on Scotland. And again, they just played right into our hands here, and we're able to isolate them and take them out one at a time. Divide the enemy and then conquer them. I mean, we weren't even really proactively dividing the enemy, like we didn't put our troops between the two armies, they just didn't meet up for some reason. So I charge in some cav back here to start off the fight, and I'm charging them through the archers. And we get a nice side charge on these pikemen over here. And their general charges my infantry, which takes out quite a few of them. But all hell is about to break loose in the middle here. Venetians are attacking pikes, and they didn't do so well in the charge. Actually, no, they've gotten through now. Oh well, these pikes are screwed. And then we got Scotland charging in. And then we got my religious fanatics fighting it on the line. I also got the cav charging in this way. Now, this kind of flank was sort of a failed attempt at kind of bringing a decisive blow. Although I'm outflanking, we're pushing through over here. Although my cav on this side is just going to mop up my general's charging in here and absolutely annihilates this infantry unit. And we're just going to charge straight through. Charging in here, and these units are always fighting to the death.
Only half the enemy force remains.
I do believe Russia's general gets knocked out at this point. He's over here somewhere. Teutonic Knights bring him in.
The enemy general flees.
Oh, he's captured.
Yes, this battle progresses well for the Empire. Stay strong, and the enemy will be defeated.
This is where Scotland admitted defeat at this moment, which was very poor sport. Just because, I mean, in a team battle, you never want to admit defeat unless you're the last one on the field, to give your allies as much fighting chance as you can. But it's alright. His army is pretty much defeated anyway. So, Russia makes his last stand here. I think he gets captured, I'm not sure which. Actually takes out a lot of stradios. 1, 2, 3.
Behold how our cowardly foe, an enemy general, has been captured by our Imperial troops.
You see, whenever someone's fleeing or fighting to the death, they automatically get captured in this game. Something you want to take note of. They don't die if they fight to the death. They just get captured. So the skirmish between France and Spain has begun, and France has gotten the first volleys off. These Aventuria will do alright, but they won't do as good as these Pavi's Crossmen will, at least not for the price. So, me and Venice are coming along, and Spain is now gonna lead the final attack. Actually, I think my Cav get there first, so my Cav always been the first in every engagement. Yeah, I already have my Cav out here, and these Stradiots are coming in. Now what these Stradiots are going to do is they're going to distract these Lancers, and I think I'm going to try to get a good charge in on the infantry. I'm not sure if I make it, but... See, I see this, so I see these Lancers charging here. Although these ones I think will catch me. Yeah, I wasn't able to make it. Plus he had some Knights Templar hidden. But we got these conquistadors on the flank anyway, and Spain's sending in his cav.
Our men are winning the battle. Continue like this, and victory
See, over on
is
this
ours.
flank, we've also been stopped here, so France is doing pretty well considering the situation. But it's clumping up its cav here, which allows Venice to get around. And I'm sending in my general in and out to get repeated charges. These conquistadors luckily get in the way of these knights trying to take up my cav. So we just have a big infantry cav brawl here. My general's in the middle of it as well. And then of course in the middle, not much. It's actually pretty sparse. But I'm sending in my infantry to get in. And France is actually beating back the Spanish over here, which is a bit concerning, but it's not too much because we've already made tons of strides here. 81% killed to 45. So this battle wasn't really that
Our
close,
men are winning the battle.
But I think it was just
like
a good demonstration of what good teamwork against poor teamwork could be. And not one of our opponents were bad players, it's just they didn't really communicate as well as they should have as a team. Granted, our team probably could have communicated better, but like we still managed to come up with a plan and execute it pretty well. I mean, that's something you could always work on
enemy general flees
in Total War, is communication with your teammates.
Forwards and crush the enemy.
I think the French generals called it quits. Just a cav, that's really. And then we get some pocket resistance over on this flank. But I got some Teutonic Knights in there. I think they'll be. Oh, that guy gets taken out. These cav actually take out a lot of my bodyguard. I believe Venice still has his general left in the background.
We have lost half the army.
Yeah, so we lost half of our army. And then we got some Aventuria back here. I think that's the last of resistance here. So it was a good game to everyone involved. It's been a while since I played an online battle in Medieval 2. It's been about a month, and this was a nice refresher that I played yesterday. Yeah, I think we get the last charge in over here.
Behold, this day will go down in the records of the Empire as one of its most magnificent victories.
So, basic lesson to learn is don't get yourself isolated when you're in a team. Learn to read the battle in the beginning and find which opponent you want to focus on and attack first as a team. Usually, most team battles, all 3 players kind of, or all 6 players kind of go head to head with their direct opponent, and it just kind of becomes a grind. But if you actually work well as a team and find team tactics, you learn that it's sometimes more advantageous to delay some fights and focus on other areas of the battlefield as a team, and that'll help you much more in winning the battle. So let's see. If we look at the stats here, I get quite the largest collection of kills on my team just because I was involved in every battle. I just happened to take on Russia, Scotland, and France all in that order. But I think everyone on the team played their part and took an equal share in the victory. Really, the important thing in a team game is that the team wins, not the kills at the end. Although it was a heroic victory, which was pretty impressive for multiplayer. But this is generally expected stats. The Mounted Knights getting all the kills. My Pavius Crossbowmen actually performs worse than I thought they should have, and infantry did, broke even. Except these religious fanatics and landsnicks did terrible, but that's what you really pay them for. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this battle, and I have other battles on my channel as well as some hot seats, so if you enjoyed this, please feel free to subscribe, and I hope you have a nice day.